Blog Talk Radio.
It's Cannon Baby coming with the heat. Got Endie Fiya playing in my speakers. Nikhil the host, girl in motion. All the way lit, airway smoking. You can call in, this phone lines open. Rockets are hot like we cooking the roast. Endie Fiya the GOAT, don't ask who the competition is, cause they standing alone popping. When you listening here, you always get what you interviews. Artists, songwriters, authors, and entrepreneurs. Chopping it up with powerful icons who make her influence. Who keep it hotter, this is Endie Fiya. Blazing on yourself, tune in and catch the heat. It don't even matter where you at. Entertainment, news, and daily inspiration for everyone. Yeah, holy moly, this day heat. Got Nikhil in my speakers. Girl in motion, get on your feet. Endie Fiya blazing, please keep it coming every week. We too strong, we defeat the weak. Cannon Baby, super speed. We keep it turning to the sea. It's too high. A fireman can't put it out cause it's too high. Endie Fiya, it's too high. A fireman can't put it out cause it's too high. Endie Fiya, yeah. Entertainment, news, and daily inspiration for everyone. For everyone. Entertainment, news, and daily inspiration for everyone. For everyone. Entertainment, news, and daily inspiration for everyone. For everyone. Entertainment, news, daily inspiration for everyone. For everyone, yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys, I am so excited to be back with you. Look. I know I say this like every time. Like you heard me last night on New Music Mondays tell you how excited I was to be back. And you heard me say this like the Monday before because we just been having New Music Mondays for the past couple of weeks, right? But when I tell you how excited I am to be back here tonight, you have no idea. So, we just been doing the little updates, for the past, year has it been, right? The past year. I popped in like the end of August, and I popped in like the end of October, and I popped in like the end of the year, and I think I might have popped in 1 or 2 times prior to last month. Just giving you little updates, letting you know how everything was. But, oh, my gosh, we're officially back. Like, the entire month, I saw the calendar for today, and the entire month of August is booked. And September is almost booked as well. Yo, I appreciate oh, my God, you just don't know. I talked to the guest prior to the show, like we normally do, and I didn't really talk to her like I should have because I was just so excited. Like, I had chill bumps. Like, this is the first interview and of season 6, year 5, and I am just y'all should see me. Like, I sat down today. I'm still kind of recovering. Now, last night I told you I was like at 82.7998, some crazy number. Today I'm like at 91%. I feel so much better. Y'all know how I get when I get behind the mic. It does something to me and for me because this is my passion, my baby, and it fuels everything within me. And no matter how many times over the years I've said I was going to quit this, this is what motivates me. This is where I'm at my best. And oh my gosh, I was telling her, I was like, I got goosebumps. Like, you're my first interview back, and we gon' I feel like I'm fresh out the gate, you know what I'm saying? But tonight we're just gonna have so much fun because I don't want anything to be scripted. I don't want anything, me looking at questions. I just want everything just to be, just have crazy fun. You guys ready for this? I am. I'm so ready. Yo, if you're just tuning in, I was just out the gate. I ain't even greet you properly. If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya with your girl, Nikhil. How you doing? You doing good? How was your Tuesday? Your Tuesday was good? My Tuesday was hectic. My mother left today for Nicaragua for the next 10 days. So like I told you last night, if you believe in the power of prayer, make sure you're sending one up for my mother and her team as they are there, doing the Lord's will. They're there for mission work. So I pray that they are getting there safely. They should be there by now so that they have gotten there safely, that they are there accomplishing what they are there to accomplish. That my mother comes back with a renewed spirit, a renewed a peace of mind that she continues to just pour into others, you know, as she has been sent there to do. And I pray that, you know, that nothing, no sickness, hurt, harm, or danger comes to any of those within her team. All right? So, again, if you guys believe in the power of prayer, just send one up for my mother and her team. All right? I want to get my guest on the line in just a moment. Before I do so, let me just introduce you to her. Now, this is only a fraction of her bio, beautifully written bio. If you get a chance, go over to endiefiya.com, and you'll be able to read the bio in its entirety. All right? My guest this evening is R&B singer, songwriter, and author Vero G. Veronica Gonzalez, a.k.a. Vero G, is a 34-year-old Latina, born and raised. She's a singer, songwriter, model, actress, poet, TV and radio host, screenwriter, and author. Her genre of music is R&B mixed with soul. She has some experience with the music industry and the ins and outs of how it works. She opens up her own brand of the Vero G Spotlight through the Vero G Spotlight TV show, which is going on 3 years strong this year. Vero G Spotlight Radio, which hits its 1 year anniversary at BTS Radio, airs every Wednesday at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Vero G Spotlight magazine, which gets released monthly at www.magcloud.com, and now they have their own monthly mixtape for all independent artists worldwide to get heard. Vero G also models, acts, hosts, and does poems in her spare time. Girl, what spare time? Woo! Recently, she has done some hosting in various fashion shows, events, even hosted in some of her shows under Model Talk, Soulfood TV, Vero G Spotlight TV, Vero G and Friends online show, and BTSTRADIO TV show. Recently, she has written over 20 poetry books and 2 books. One is an autobiography entitled Trials and Tribulations, an autobiography of Vero G, and My Journey, which focuses on her music career. She has written a few more new publications, such as Crying in the Dark, Acting 101, a guidebook for actors, and much more. She is a jack of all trades, I definitely would say, and loves to learn through others in the entertainment business. She would like to be an entrepreneur and own her own business someday. Her sole purpose of being part of the music business is to encourage others to open up yourself, fulfill your dreams and goals, and explore your true talent as a gift for others to enjoy. After we hear this track right here from Vero G, we're going to speak with my guest this evening, R&B soul singer, songwriter, author, poet, actress, TV and radio host, and screenwriter, Vero G.
Veronica, Cuban Link.
Vero G, vente conmigo.
Veronica,
Come with
Veronica.
me.
It's Veronica.
Mami, vente conmigo. Sé que tú no estás contenta con él. Se te ve en tus ojos perdido. Él ya no te sabe querer.
Vente conmigo. Come with me. Vente conmigo. Come with me. Come with me. Can't you see we're meant to be? Give me a love, just a shot to make you mine. Showing you to love you and blow your mind. Tú eres mío, yo soy tuya. A love so divine.
Yeah. Show me the love. Yeah. You always say you love me. Show me you love me.
Mami, vente conmigo. Sé que tú no estás contenta con él. Se te ve en tus ojos perdido. Él ya no te sabe querer. Chiquitica, vente conmigo pa' poder acariciarte tu piel, darte besitos de cabeza hasta el ombligo. Ven conmigo, olvídate de él. So baby, are you gonna come with me? Ven mami, let me set you free. I need to know right now, are you down to ride or die? Ride da 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 da.
You're the one for me. Boy, Poppy, I'ma follow your lead. And I'ma hold you down till the day I die. Cause you're my guy, my ride.
I bet your man can't do it like that. No cap, still at 24 karat gold max. That throwback rapper that'll give you no slack. Hold that, I'ma pick you to your eye, roll back, and have your toes tapping like a ballerina when you up in my arena. Give you that vitamina, make you proud to be Latina, and change your whole demeanor. It'll have you feeling leaner from the way you talk to the way that you camina. Word is Selena, I've been dreaming of you, even you do, so we can do what we've been meaning to do. Just us two, no one else needs to be in the crew. Up in the mountaintop together, overseeing the view. Am I being a fool? And believing that you love me and always thinking of me, girl, why don't you just leave? It must be a reason, don't hush me. You told me to trust you, now trust me. Mami, vente conmigo. Sé que tú no estás contenta con él. Se te ve en tus ojos perdido. Él ya no te sabe querer. Chiquitica, vente conmigo pa' poder acariciarte tu piel, darte besitos de cabeza hasta el ombligo. Ven conmigo, olvídate de él.
Endie Fiya, I present to you this evening my guest, R&B singer, songwriter, and author, Vero G. You know what, guys? I almost said independent everything. I don't know. How are you this evening?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm a little too hyped. I'm going to tell you, we put 2 weeks ago, so, yeah, I was over here singing.
God,
I forgot.
Thank you.
I wasn't.
Somebody
threw their hands up at me like, you're not muted. You're not muted. Hey, you're not muted. It's okay. It's all right. My fans know how I do over here. I get hyped, and last night I was up here dancing. We had a lot of line dance music last night, so I was dancing, and I shouldn't have been. I think I threw my hip out. So I got to sit down and dance tonight. But that's like my song right there. Yeah, I sent that to my man.
So much.
When we play Emmy Kama, yeah, that's my song too. I like that one too. Yes, love your music. How you
I'm honored. I'm first of all, I'm just honored to be here, and bless you. God bless you, and what you guys are doing. Continue what you're doing. So thank you guys. I'm just honored to be here and to talk to you. And you know, things happen for a reason, but we're here and we're making it happen. So I just want to thank you first and foremost for that. You know, but other than that, I'm doing good. How's everything?
Yes. I'm so glad, and I know that it's been a minute. When you reached out to us, I don't know what was going on at the time, but I know it kind of just ran swiftly. Once the contact was initially made, it was delayed, but then once I think I reached back out to you, everything just ran swiftly, and just had the opportunity this week to go and look at your Instagram page and see all the phenomenal things that you have going on, and I actually just got an opportunity to read the bio in its entirety today, and it blew my mind. And I was like, you know, when I come across guests, artists, entrepreneurs who reach out to us, and I feel like, and I even said this last night, when I have the opportunity to have other media, TV, radio personalities on the show and get the opportunity to pick their brains and interview them, it is an honor for me, an humbling experience for me to add that to my resume, you know. So thank you for giving me the opportunity. But what I find on is, you know, just phenomenal. And so I want to just take the opportunity to just, you know, let my listening audience know everything that you're doing. I know that you're a host. I know that you are an author. I know that you are a model, but also, you know, an artist as well. So as a host, I know I faced challenges, as a host. But for you, what would you say is the most challenging aspect of your role as a TV and radio host?
That's a good question. I think there has been a couple of times where, one or two things I could say really stood out to me, through the experience and times of being, in that particular field. I would say one is when I first started doing this a couple of years back, it was about just knowing how to kind of like prep things and learn how to manage the time consuming also with everything else. But I think it's time management, and also realizing you have to you're having a role as a person that is a leader. You have to know, okay, what things that will make you do what you have to do and prepare everybody alongside, okay, how we're going to, game plan. Let's get this, let's do this, and get this done, strategize. So I guess doing this for a while, I realized that was something that I kind of learned from that situation. Another thing I will say from this, which I later on, like I said, now looking back at it, in my earlier times and everything, even doing now, I realize sometimes we tend to, we slip up. We're human beings, and sometimes being a host, definitely, I think sometimes being as a host, it's a lot of pressure. I'm going to be honest. It's a lot of pressure, and sometimes we definitely, and I feel like sometimes, you could do so much as you can, and people, they look up to you, so you have to, really do the best you can. But I think it's a lot of pressure. A lot of people don't know that, behind the scenes, all the extra work you got to do, stress, and get things put together. But I think that was one of my situations I went through it. I'm still learning how to go through it. I'm still going through that, yeah.
Still go through that. That's a daily challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Even me, 14 years doing this, it's still a daily challenge. Like I told you before the show, this is the first interview this year. Here we are, August, and it hit me. I used to have to pop pills before the show. You know what I'm saying? And just to calm my nerves. And today, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have no pills. What am I going to do? I have no pills. I got some cough drops, don't got no pills. What am I going to do? And then I thought about it. It's always been mind over matter for me. I always thought the pills just were, I don't know what they actually were supposed to do. I don't know if they ever really did it, but I'm in my comfort zone. This is my zone. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think I ever really needed the pills. It was just something that I always did before the show. It was just, how you prepare. And for me, that was preparation. That was part of my preparation. Pop that pill and, 10 minutes before the show, I think it's good to go. You know what I'm saying? And so today, here I am looking for the bottle and, where the bottle at? You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's always going to be a challenge. Something is always going to stand in your way, no matter how long you do this. And I was looking at your bio, and it just clicked. 34. I got a couple years. I'm gonna just say couple. I got a couple years, on you. And in your bio, you said someday you want to own your own business, and I see how within just a short part of your bio, how within all that you've done, and all you are a business owner, and I get it. You want to be an entrepreneur. You already are an entrepreneur, and I get it. I understand what you're saying. Maybe you want that big building that you can actually walk into every day and say, hey, this is Vero G Studios. You know what I'm saying? And within this studios, we have, Spotlight Radio situated over here. We got the magazine printing right here. We can publish books right here. All of this being done. We got a studio. Artists can come in and record in the studio. All of this. We got models that can come in and get their makeup done, and go out on shoot. You know what I'm saying? All of this right here. Maybe I'm speaking something into existence for you today, but all of this right here in this big building. I get it. I understand what you're saying, but change the bio. You're already an entrepreneur. You already have a business. Get the business plan. I don't know if you ever heard anybody say write the vision and make it plain, make it clear. Go ahead and get that business plan going. You know, you're already an entrepreneur. Look at your bio at 34. Look at all that you've accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Your Instagram page speaks volumes.
Thank you.
I know. I'm
and you made me cry.
I run. Wow. My thoughts run wild. Sometimes I just got to speak what's on my mind, what's in my head, you know. But, yes, we do face challenges, and we will continue to face challenges. And if you have a strong team behind you, you know, they will push you to overcome what we call obstacles and what we call challenges, so that they will continue to be stepping stones to allow us to accomplish what it is that we are chasing after. So if it is that business that you wish to own someday, I foresee that for you. Now, what would you say would be the most rewarding part of being a TV and radio host?
Oh, man. I think so far some of the things I've gained from this, I think overall, and I think you covered it as well, I think it's just reaching out to people, talking to them, and then hearing their testimonies. You know, seeing them, like, you know, definitely you see, like, you know, where they started from and then seeing their growth as a person or as an artist. And you're saying, hey, wow, I made some impact in their life to see how far they're gone. And I think that's some of the rewards I've been seeing recently for a couple of years, and just seeing how, you know, just artists that we knew from the very beginning and how they progressed. And, you know, they always come back and contact us. Like, thank you so much for their insight and giving us that opportunity, that platform, something to give us to continue on. So that, I think that's some of that's like one of the greatest, I'm getting emotional. One of the greatest rewards, I feel like that's definitely something I will always stay close to me with that. And I think down the line, in general, I think just to continue on helping people and giving back to the community, which is very essential for myself and the team. You know, we're always about that. It's just about not what you could gain, but what you could give back. That's very, very essential what we do. Definitely, that's rewarding.
Which going to segue right into my next question. How do you keep your station or your show visible and involved in the community?
Definitely. So what we do is pretty much, you know, we just, you know, we have a platform where we provide for all types of talent. It could be artists, you know, poets, anybody of that nature that, you know, or anybody even in the community work, you know, community organized. Sorry, I want to say the wrong word. I'm sorry. You know, people from the community, pretty much. You know, they do, they do a lot of work giving back, or, you know, they do a lot of philanthropy and stuff like that. They nature, you know, they could come through and talk about their projects or what they're doing, and all the case may be. And I feel down the line, pretty much how we make it pretty much visible is just we promote it as much as possible on social media. You know, we put it out there word of mouth from artists who's previously on the show, you know, and we really try to market it out there on my magazine as well. So we try to use every aspect we can to put it out there for the public to hear it. You know, if they like it, then that's great. And, you know, get the word out, to get the buzz out, so they can know that there's like, when they come to the show, it's about just, like you mentioned, comfort level, home. Just be yourself and have a great time, and just don't worry about the stress, because we all are dealing with different stress in our life. But at the end of the day, as long as we continue our mission and continue focusing on our goal, that's key right there. Yeah. Thank you.
Now, I know that you have written a lot of poems. Me too, in my head. Like, I just can't get them down on paper. And I got so many books in my head. Oh, my God. And I always start, I get, like, past page 2, like, ooh. And people always ask me, like, you sure you don't have, like, ADD or ADHD? I promise you, I do not. I just, you know, like, I work on, like, this different type of energy. You know, my adrenaline is like, I'm always up. I have chronic insomnia. I'm always up, and I get a lot accomplished because I'm always up, but I can never complete anything that I, you know, like writing a book, I can't get that completed. You know, because I'm always starting something else, and yeah, I'm that type of person. But I know that you've written a lot of poems, poetry books, and 2 books, and, you know, and other publications. But as an author, when it comes to being successful, how would you describe literary success?
Hmm. I feel honestly, and I'm a big person of literature, big time. Even when I was very young, that's what kind of inspired me. My mom, like she used to be a poet back in her day too as well, and we read her poetry, and then that kind of got me like, that's pretty cool stuff. I could do that too, and just reading a lot of literature back in my day, school or just off time, and that really kind of molded me to get into that kind of field itself. So later on in life, when I started doing my own poetry books, and like guidebooks and everything else that I do, personalized books as well, I felt honestly it was something that will resonate with people. They could relate to something I personally went through, being, like you said, an artist or a model and that stuff. And I felt like it was a great way to utilize my experiences and then tell people or the readers, hey, listen, this is the things I learned, my errors, my situations, and I want people to kind of learn from that. Or, my own personalized stories, as they call it, or books, and things I personally went through, and to be a life changer. And I'll add to that as well, where many years ago, I went through situations, which some of them were, being a domestic violence survivor, being a rape victim, being in the foster care system, also being pregnant and homeless. So these are situations and obstacles I have endured and encountered many years ago, and if it didn't break me, it just made me a stronger person. And I utilize that with the autobiography, which you mentioned, Trials and Tribulations, and autobiography Vero G, and that particularly talks about my childhood. And from that point out, what things I've encountered. And I want people to know my testimony, that if I went through all those situations and I'm still here, to voice or to be a voice for other people, I want people to be inspired through my own story, say, wow, she went through all that and she's still living, she's still managing somehow and trying to inspire people. I want that. If I could gain that, and if one of your listeners or two of your listeners or anybody watching or listening to it could gain something from that, that right there speaks itself right there. And that's why I want to, as being an author, that's what my purpose is, just to inspire people, to uplift them, and also to motivate them through my own personal experiences. Not even alone my music, but just in my writing. That's what I want for them to gain.
Hey now, what's good? It's your girl, Jana Blackwell, C-Town Records, Mistress of Soul. And you're on the air with the hottest independent station, Endie Fiya, with your host, Nakia, giving you that heat right here on the station, bringing you all of the hottest hip-hop hits, Endie Fiya.
I had to catch my breath after that question.
No, it's okay.
Normally don't get, such in-depth answers that provoke emotions like that. And then it also jumped into my next two questions.
Okay.
So a lot of authors write about, see, you got me messed up now. A lot of authors are encouraged to write about things that they know or things that they heard about. Yes. And from what I'm understanding, you're writing about real life experiences that have impacted your life. And they are situations that also relatable and real life situations that have affected a lot of people. Do you find that material like that, relatable material, is more receptive to a reading audience?
That's a good question. I would say there's pros and cons to this. I think the pros to it is when people can relate to, very similar situations, no matter what timeline in their life they have encountered that, I feel they could resonate and they could be more what's the right word I'm trying to find? Pretty much they could feel your pain and they could understand it, and they say, wow, this person, they went through that. So this makes you like want to be closer to that person because they could see like, wow, that could be me that I read the book about, or something, the Kissing Bee, or somebody that they know went through something like that, you know. So it's in the pro in that sense, that's the point where when you have a reader that reads your book or is pretty much can relate so much in different situations or know somebody that went through it, they could be like, wow, this is somebody that I want to continue reading more of their material in that sense. The con part to it only, it was like, you know, how sometimes people could be very sensitive to certain things, or, you know, it might be like maybe not their cup of tea in that sense. So that's the only thing I kind of see of that situation. But overall, I just always stay with a positive mindset, you know, and I feel, you know, if as long as I reach out to somebody who could, you know, who enjoys my books or my, you know, my publications in that sense, and they could kind of like connect with that, then that's my focus with that, yeah.
What was an early experience when you learned, or where you learned that language had power?
Oh, that is so cool. I like that question. I say it was around, I was 15. I think it was like 10th grade or so, when I first ran my first ever song, which was called Teardrops. And I written it based off, you know, of course, which is, you know, we all go through heartbreak and stuff like that. So I felt like it was the perfect song too, right, and stuff. And I was 15 back in that time. And, you know, looking back at it, I was like, wow, this is my first piece of work that I could really feel like it was uplifting and empowering at the time. So looking back at that and realizing how it could impact me, imagine to other people down the line and everything else. So I think that was something that like kind of opened my eyes a little bit and say, wow, you know, you said words are very strong. It's about how you put it together, how you format things together. And I feel as long as you have a powerful message behind it that is going to impact people, I think that's a way to connect with, you know, anybody. It doesn't matter age, sex, doesn't matter all that. It's about how you connect with that person on that level, yeah.
So what was your when you sat down and you wrote Come With Me, how did you connect with your listening audience when you wrote that song?
Definitely.
Now, there's a little bit of old school in that song. Now, I'm old school, so I know there's a little bit of old school in that song. But what were the intentions behind Come With Me?
Yeah, definitely. So a big shout out to Cuba League, by the way. He's formerly, if those who don't know who he is, he used to be formerly with the group back they called Terror Squad, you know, Fat Joe and Big Pun and all them. Yeah. At that time. Wait, okay, yeah. Definitely. So I'm just honored to have worked with him with this project, and a big shout out to Goya. He's one of his management team and that sort. So getting back to pretty much how this all came out, you know, I met him a couple of years back prior to doing the song with him, and we always stayed connected, and I had him on my show, and then, you know, we just, you know, we always talk here afterwards and that sort. And one day I threw it at him, I think, let's do a collaboration. And you know how people are like, yeah, and I'm like, no, I really want to do collaboration with you. And, you know, we took it from that point on. You know, I spoke to my management. He spoke to his team. And we did, you know, paperwork, everything else. And I found the beat, and I started hearing it, just hearing the beat. And I was like, this is something that's going to really make something special. So I did my part. I written my part. I sent it to him. He liked it. He did his part. And when the concept was, pretty much the concept of the song is pretty much, you know, a man telling his girl or his squeeze or whatever you want to call it, like, leave your man, you know, pretty much what it's the whole song about, you know, like, come with me, you know, I can treat you better, you know, you know, so, yeah, so pretty much when I written my part, it was just more like as a woman's point of view, like, you know, how I express myself to this man, and, you know, it's just all about emotions and at the moment, and with this, especially with the concept. So I feel like there was something that I really wanted to put in the song and, just have it be heard, in that sense. Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya with your girl, Nakia, and my special guest this evening, Vero G, R&B singer, songwriter, author, radio, TV host, poet, actress, screenwriter. What did I leave out? Model. Then she do it all. Her bio said she's a jack of all trades, and I no lies detected. Most definitely no lies detected. Who would you say influences your musical style?
Oh man, there's too many. I would say a few though. I would say first and foremost the late Selena. I can't get her last name correctly, but I know it's Perez. Yes. There you go. That's She has been a really big impact in my life as watching this little girl on TV and wow, like a Latina, and she's taken over the man's, in that perspective, back in those days, it was like more of a man's world in that sense, in that field, in the Latin community, and I feel like she really marked her her sense of who she is and as an artist, and I idolize her a lot, even to this day, but yeah, she's one of them. I will say Mariah Carey, of course, Mary J. Blige, Celine Dion, Mark Anthony. I mean, the list goes on, but these are just some of the people that they were a part of my life and definitely impacted me to who I am as an artist today, definitely.
Now, did you have a musical, you mentioned 15 and the song, but did you have a musical background at all, musical upbringing? Or did you one day just decide, you know what, let me just sit down and write these lyrics, let me get in the studio, I'm going to make this song, and bam, I like music.
Okay, cool. Well, actually, at the very young age of 7, that's when I feel like, we all have a calling in this world. And that's when, at that age, definitely, I will say around that's the age or so. One day I was, just because I was always in my house when very young age, my mother, especially on the weekends, we would play music, we'll clean up, do chores, and it was like ritual. It was like every weekend, and then I just started just having the love for I was starting to have the love for music. That's when I started realizing the blossom of it, and I said, wow. And excuse me. And I remember one time I actually this is how I told you how old I am, because back in the days, kids don't understand. We used to have cassette players, cassettes and that. And we used to go back in the days to get the blank cassettes and record ourselves on the stereo. This is how long ago. Okay, this is true story, kids. True story. So yeah, I remember I used to do that. I used to just talk, and then I would feedback, play it, hear it again, and I said, oh, let me now sing. So when I heard myself sing with no music, just a cappella, and then I said, and it was the age of 7, and I'm like, wow, this is freaking cool, man. I'm like, I like this. So that's when I started realizing I'm going to really build into this. And then, pretty much the rest is history. Down the line where, like I said, the first song I did was called Teardrops, and then that was another connection to that. So I said, yeah, this is something I really want to pursue full time. Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to get into your next song. Let's talk about it just a little bit. Got me going crazy. Now, I think this is the only. Okay, all right. So let's talk about Got Me Going Crazy. She said, ooh, this is the only one I have not listened to. I normally do not listen to because I want to be just as surprised, as when my guests get on the show. But the titles normally pull me in. And so in my bed, when I heard in my bed, I was just like, you know what? No, I got to listen to that because it's in my bed. And so then that kind of just had to go listen to Come With Me. And then I said, no, I'm not going to listen to the third one. And I didn't. So I have no idea, guys. I have no idea what it sounds like. But she was like, woo. So tell me about it. What's it about?
Definitely. So first and foremost, a big shout out to artist Real Lyrics. I've been for a couple of years, and we always worked together. We've done other collaborations, and I feel this song is like a comeback song for both of us, personally and also professionally. We both encountered different things, but we're back at it, working together. And this song, it's a beautiful duet, call it, of just a beautiful song expressing a love for one another. you know, as a man and female or female, whatever you want to call it, that's fine. And I just feel like it's the best way to express, you know, each other's love. And also it has like an old school, like 90s or old school, like Anita Baker. When you hear it, you're going to hear it, but it sounds like that old school R&B, you know, which we need back, you know. So I felt like this was a great song to put out there, especially now, and just people to enjoy it, yeah.
All right, go ahead and introduce your track for us.
Okay, awesome, guys. All right, so this was called Got Me Going Crazy, featuring Real Lyrics. I hope you guys like it. Also, you guys could vote for us at the 7th LDM Awards for this song. You can go to www.ldmradio.com, and I hope you guys like and enjoy.
Hey, what's up, baby? What's your name, baby?
Vero G.
You looking good over there. Got a man at your place?
Maybe.
You talking to someone, baby?
Yeah.
Can I be the man for you tonight? Can I make you feel good tonight?
Sí, papi. Te quiero tanto.
Ooh, what you trying to say, baby? Sing for me, mama.
Baby, you got me going crazy. Wanna be your lady. Dream about you every night. Kiss you and hold you so tight. Make love look into my eyes. You got me so hypnotized. As this lust is for you. Gonna show you what I do.
What's your name? Can't I get your digits? Got better going with a crazy choice and made. My name is Lyrics. How your schedule? Look at those Saturdays. I do ya burn trees. Oh, this bucket of the bed on burn trees. Now I got you smiling, using my online paper. Look with your address number. Know what that means? I'm going to get the ass later. I got your soul that melts like ice cream. I got your heart, I made it faster than I spit it like you staring in my eyes, holding me tight. You want me to leave tonight? You want me to put my safety on? I put your left legs around my chest like a seatbelt. Check it for the vibe, give it a Virgo vibe. Reach to the thigh. I got your eyes are rolling back of your head. I got your body going crazy for mine. My body's going crazy for yours. Sing for me, Vero G.
Baby, you got me going crazy. Wanna be your lady. Dream about you every night. Kiss you and hold you so tight. Make love look into my eyes. You got me so hypnotized. As this lust is for you. Gonna show you what I do. Wrap my legs around you. Place your hands softly too between what's in these sheets. Gently kissing me. These lips and much more. Listen to your heartbeat as we moan and moan. This pleasure got me going crazy. Yearning more and more. Don't stop my body. Crazy, come take this pain away. You are my addiction. Give me your medicine. You got me going crazy. You got me going crazy. You got me going crazy. Baby, you got me going crazy. Wanna be your lady. Dream about you every night. Kiss you and hold you so tight. Make love look into me so hypnotized as this lust is for you. Gonna show you what I do. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh.
Gotta clear my throat. Guys, what do you think about that's going crazy? Yeah. I should have saved that for last, guys. Yeah. Never mind. I was going to say something, but never mind. Then I got distracted because, let me tell you, I didn't understand. You know how sometimes the letter B can sound like the letter D, can sound like the letter V, can sound like the letter MN. So I wasn't really sure if you said lbmradio.com. Tell them where they can go and vote for this song again, please.
Sure, no problem. So you guys, if you want to vote for that song, you can do it I think it's once a week or so. You can vote at www.ldmradio.com, and it's under the R&B category, and you guys can vote for that. We appreciate if you can. We definitely do.
So that's Lima Delta Mama Radio.com, correct?
Wait, I'll say that one more time.
L is in Lima, D is in Delta, M is in Mama.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
Radio.com. So I'm over here trying to be nosy, trying to figure out where I can find, if she said LV, if she said LB, because I thought she said LB, I couldn't find it. Then I thought she said LV. Anyway, as I'm over here searching, I had to roll across some information. I was over here at LVN. I don't know what LVN radio is, but I popped across LVN radio. And I came across this artist's bio where it says that Vero G was the 2021 Latin Music Artist of the Year at LDM Radio.
Yes.
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 Look at me finding all this information out. Look at this. Yo, we got royalty up in here. We got royalty up in here. Look at us.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, actually, I guess I'll add this now. No, I just look I'll add this. Yeah, I won last year for it was for Latin Artist of the Year, and I won for that category. And actually, I'm nominated again this year for the same category for the 5th LDM Awards this year. Oh, no, sorry, 616. And also for Music Video of the Year, Emmy Gama. So this month, the award show will be happening on August 27th in the Bronx. And wish me guys good luck. Wishing good luck. Yeah.
Good luck and congratulations on last year's win and congratulations on this year's win. We're going to go ahead and speak that thing into existence right now. Congratulations. Yes, look at me being nosy and find out. So I'm always just, normally I have something that's thrown at me in the middle of a show like, boop, found this, but my people be slipping. They be slipping, but it's all good. Plus, I'm in a different location today, so and I'm kind of solo today, so I will excuse them just for today. I will excuse them. When it comes to your music career, I know as females in this industry and as females in general, we face a lot of obstacles. Mm-hmm. We face a lot of challenges. But in the music industry, I feel like and things have taken I won't say they made a complete 360, but, women, they are holding their own, but they still face a lot of obstacles and a lot of challenges. What would you say would be the biggest barrier that you have had to overcome as a female, one, as a Latina.
Yes. Yes.
Industry as a independent artist.
Definitely. I've been through a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've actually been doing this for like over 8 years. And in the very beginning, I was very naive, and I was very gullible. I believe everybody. Yeah, you know how people talk and that. And you know, especially being in the women industry, it's still a man, as they call it, it's run by a man, as they call it. You know what I'm saying? Man, whatever you want to call it. And I feel it's true what you're saying. Like, women are finally getting their accolades. They're finally getting their respect, which is deserved, which is way overdue. But the things I've encountered, definitely. The things I've encountered a while back and maybe even now is a lot of backlash where a lot of people will pick over you. They see that, you know, you have great talent because you're so good, they will not book you. And this is what's been going on recently. I've been catching up for a while because even though during COVID I was doing well, even before COVID I was doing well. I was getting booked for shows, you know, this and that. And that was one of my obstacles, which I realize now that everything's back open, you know, people are doing showcases and all that sorts. And I'm like, well, I have so much value. I've done so much stuff, and I could help so much, you know, in return. And I'm just trying to figure out, even to this day, like, how am I even getting booked for even a free event? So that is like kind of tricky because it's like you have so much experience in the game, and you contribute and you help out so many people. But then the time is when your time is supposed to, you know, get your spotlight and your time to get, you know, yourself out there. And all you hear is crickets. So I noticed that's one of the barriers I'm kind of dealing with right now, especially being, like I said, being a Latina, which is, you know, it's the Latina community or Latino community, forgive me. It's very much expanded, you know, where it's amazing, but it's a lot of stuff that we do know, definitely, that we do know what happens behind closed doors, where it's a lot about favoritism, it's a lot about politics. I'm a type of person, I'm a type of person, I don't go for none of that. I'm about just performing, doing my thing, have a great time, meet great people, and leave. You know, unfortunately, I've encountered a lot of that situation. That's another part of the barrier situation I've been noticing, where it's a lot of people will, technically, and I'm going to be honest with you, it is a very much cutthroat industry, and people will look out for themselves first before they look out for you. And that's why I built my platform for over 3 years now, or 4 years or so. The reason why, because I got tired of a lot of these promoters out here that will not give you a time of day, but they'll overcharge a lot of these artists. And then on top of that, they don't give them any, like, let's say, photography at the event or video footage or anything, and you're paying a lot of money for this. So I caught on to, I said, you know what, screw this. You know, I'm going to do my own thing, my own platform. That's why I started doing first a TV show. Then I branched out to radio, then to magazine and other things we do now, as well as the branch we do for, you know, for the platforms, because I got frustrated as an independent artist. Why are we getting overlooked or pretty much not even getting any kind of chances or opportunities when people are just about tism and politics? And I'm not with all that. So that's why I felt like I had to be the voice for those out there who are voiceless or need their voice to be heard. And I'm a strong person on that. And that's why I feel like, you know, these are the barriers that I went through, and there's more things I went through, but there's just the top of it, things I've encountered even to this day. Yeah. Oh.
Yes. If you have to build your own lane, that's what you have to do. These cookie cutter types, you know, sometimes you have to step outside of the box to get things done and to make sure things are accomplished. And I see that happening with so many artists that I have on the show, especially the females. You know, if you don't look the part, if you don't sound the part, locally, on a, you know, national scale, on a global scale, you know, and it may be just the opposite. You may get the love on a global scale, but locally, you know, people could care less. But again, if you don't look the part, then you're passed over. So make the lane. Make the lane. You know what you have, and you know what you're bringing to the table. And I think, and that's what I love about when I looked at your Instagram page and saw, you have a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
just going through, because people tell me all the time, you should model. I did that, 20 years ago. Did that, done that, over that. You know what I'm saying? But you don't ever smile. Nope. Don't. I have this still face now. That's my face now. You know what I'm saying? Smile. That's what I do now. I smile. But the female artists that I have on the show now, it's like they have something that they have to prove now. And this body positivity is something that a lot of my female artists, they've been on this bandwagon for a couple of years now, and how they feel like they are being passed over because of they don't have that look, whether it be in the face, whether it be in the body. And I have just seen so many of the artists that I have had show in the past couple of years how it's been a complete metamorphosis. You know what I'm saying? How, and I love it how years ago where, they were silent. I want to be the type of artist, but I feel like I can't because of, and all of a sudden they jumped on this bandwagon where, I can be who I want to be because this is who I am. This is how I was created. And, when I looked at your Instagram page and was like, is she out there just doing everything anywhere? You know what I'm saying? And
thank you.
You have these platforms. And I actually shared your page with quite a few, artists and said, you have to step outside of the box, step outside of your comfort zone and, what it is that you're chasing after, let these other women in the industry be a role model, be an example of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Sit back in the shadows and let other people dictate what it is that you are trying to accomplish. So what were barriers? What were barriers for you? You used them as stepping stones, again, to elevate you to where it is that you're trying to get to as a entrepreneur and as a business owner. See, I think you need to change your bio. I keep telling you that. You need to change your bio.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, as a model, I want to ask this final question before we jump into your last track. Every model has a signature look. How would you describe your signature look, and what is beauty for you?
That's a good question. Definitely. When I started doing the modeling industry for a couple of years, I took a little break because I've been seeing a lot of this, again, politics again. And I'm going to be real honest about it. Especially in the indie modeling field, as they say, majority of these places, when you go to the showcase, but more or less like modeling shows, in KCB, a lot of times, these are my own personal experiences. Now, everybody might be different, but for me particularly, I have seen where there's cases where models be there for countless times of hours. They get their hair and makeup done. They don't get fed. They don't get paid. They only are pretty much they go there, get a few photos, and that's pretty much it. So that's why I took a little break from it because I realized, first of all, I've been doing this for a long time. I've traveled to Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, and all that sorts. To do these events, and I'm like, nobody's putting money in my pocket for transportation, nothing at Kissing B. So, going back to the situation, especially being a plus-size model, that's another thing because, and I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of these models I give respect to because they put a lot of effort and dedication to this. And, when I saw as how stereotypical the modeling industry still is, even though Ashley Graham, who was the first plus-size model ever to be on the front cover of Sports Illustrated, which I commend her for that. She did break the barrier down, but there is still more work to be done. As being, being Definitely. And for seeing, my personal experiences being a plus-size model, I mean, there were some great moments. I experienced was great. But there were some times where I got discriminated, because it was like, these girls are great. They have a beautiful body. They could wear anything at all. Me, I have to just wear whatever I could be able to fit and, strut the best way I can. And those are some of the experiences that kind of gave me like that moment, like, wow, a setback, and I was like, wow, this is not right because we're getting like some outfits are nice and some outfits are not, but you still have to do your job. So wanted to answer your question, pretty much, being a model itself or a plus size model, I felt like I had to really work extra harder to prove myself to people in that industry and show them that, what, I'm not going to take nonsense from anybody and I'm going to be who I am. And not for nothing, going through all the battles I went through and hardships, I've been in a few publications as a published model. I did New York Fashion Week a couple of times. And these are accolades I work hard for because and also men, to know, don't let nobody critique you. Don't let nobody, like you mentioned, let nobody judge you. If you want to pursue anything in the modeling or whatever the case may be, you have to go out there and get it and work hard for it. And down the line, you will see the benefits. You will see the perks down the line when people see you and take you serious. And that's what I want to be for women out, definitely. And that's what I wanted to do, and especially in the modeling career. I just felt like I wanted to kind of break, especially in the independent field, I wanted to break some barriers, particularly for the plus-size community, for models, to know that no matter what they may call you or whatever the case may be, when you go on that stage or you go on that, the catwalks they call it, you rock it. You represent all of us, and you carry yourself with class and elegance, and you show that we are entitled to be there as well as just any other type of model that are there to do their job. And that's why I wanted to really, and I was really working hard a couple of years back. But even like I said, I just wanted to help people and mold and break that mold, actually, and break those barriers furthermore. Yeah.
Ooh, yes. All right. So we're going to jump into your final track here. Bed in the Cama.
Ooh, that's a, yeah.
I already know what it's about, but I'm going to tell the listening audience just, what went into the creative processes for creating this track, please.
Definitely. So, this song actually is this one, and I think the other one. Actually, this one. This one of the singles for the latest album was called "Here I Am." And you guys, you can get that at all digital platforms. And, just check it out. Here I Am. Definitely support that if you guys can. So pretty much, yeah, that song itself, I wanted to do like a fun kind of style song, not always sad, depressing. I wanted something that's going to get people, out of their funk, especially during COVID and everything. And we're in COVID and everything else. But I felt like this was a song that, it's sexy, it's cute. It gets people, in the sexy mood, as they call it, and get their imagination run its course, Yeah.
All right, so before we jump into this final track, I want to thank you for joining us here tonight on Endie Fiya. Once you're on the show, you become part of the family. So I'm going to bug you. I'm going to be always in your inbox. And, hey, how you doing?
I love it. Thank you, please.
Yes, thank you. You're welcome back at any time. Always keep us in the know. Let us know what's going on. Let us know how we can support the show, the magazine, whatever you need us for, we're here. But go ahead and get all of your social media information out, how guests, fans, our followers, supporters can get in contact with you if they're interested in any collaborations, any artists, are interested in any collaborations. If anyone is interested in being, on your show, on how they can listen on Wednesday nights, or how they just want to get in contact with you for any reason that they would want to get in contact with you. The floor is yours to get all of that information out to them now.
Sure, not a problem. Okay, guys, so if you want to find me or follow me, as they call it, you guys can follow me at my Instagram, which is @officialVeroG. My website is www.veroG, VeroGmusic.com, also all together. You guys can follow my artist page on Facebook at VERO2884. Pretty much, if you want to book me, you can contact me on those platforms. Also, quickly, I wanted to add, we're going to be doing our 3rd annual back-to-school event in August 13th this year, guys. Will be taking place here in Manhattan, New York City. If you're interested, guys, you can contact me. You know how you could donate any supplies to the kids, or in that case, maybe we truly do appreciate if you can. And, that you guys can find me. And I want to thank you guys again for having me. I'm truly been honored just to be here and to talk to you guys.
We thank you so much for taking out of your very, very busy schedule to be here with us this evening as well. I thoroughly enjoyed with you this evening. Guys, make sure that you are back here on Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. What is that? Pacific Standard Time? Yes, 3:30 p.m. We will have award-winning CEO and founder of Mindfully Melanated, Dr. Monica Riley, MD, here with us. Now, the name might sound a little familiar. Monica Bickerstaff Riley. We had her on the show 3 years ago. Right? She'll be back here, from Macy's. Guys, remember she launched the product in Macy's? That same, guys, I'm telling you, it was the same time 3 years ago. She's coming up on her 5th anniversary, and so she wanted to come right back here to celebrate. I'm elated. Yes. 2-time Emmy award-winning journalist Dr. Monica Riley will be back here with us again. So excited to have her back here with us. But we are going to close out this evening with In Mi Cama. All right? Guys, I'll see you on Thursday. Until then, music is the language of the spirit. It opens the secret of life, bringing peace, abolishing strife. Khalil Gibran.
En mi cama.
Toda la noche voy a aprovecharte como es. Si tienes que irte, yo sé que vas a volver. Si tú quieres ver, tú sabes que llegaré y luego te llevaré de nuevo aquí pa' mi cama. Vente, mamita, pa' que se encienda la llama. Si estás solita, quédate hasta la mañana. Tú sabes que tú eres mi shorty, me encanta tu piquete body. Sabes que a mí yo se booty. Tírame un call que yo le llevo.
En mi cama, tú eres aquí, cerca de mí. En mi cama, besos a tu cuerpo, everywhere, baby. Holding me tight, look into my eyes, baby.
Toda la noche voy a aprovecharte como es. Si tienes que irte, yo sé que vas a volver. Llama si tú quieres ver, tú sabes que llegaré y luego te llevaré de nuevo aquí pa' mi cama. Vente, mamita, pa' que se encienda la llama. Si estás solita, quédate hasta la mañana. Tú sabes que tú eres mi shorty, me encanta tu piquete body. Sabes que a mí yo se booty. Tírame un call que yo le llevo.
Let's stay all night en mi cama. Hace amor esta noche en mi cama. Your love is a high, got me on cloud 9.
Llama si tú quieres ver, tú sabes que llegaré y luego te llevaré de nuevo aquí pa' mi cama. Vente